the taxation policy. We're not really getting a lot of details on that front at this point. Do you think that's part of the strategy?
I think it has to be part of the strategy. She has said that what she announced Friday is only part of her plan. And I think as she does a detailed economic agenda rollout, I suspect this week in Chicago, we will hear about her plans on taxation, which she's already indicated will involve an increase in taxes on those making more than $400,000 a year U.S.
What should be the biggest focus this week for her campaign at the convention?
I think the key for her campaign is moving to the center, talking to the few swing voters in swing states about why her agenda is responsive to their concerns, fiscally responsive, recognizes the problem we have with immigration, with crime, the southern border, and makes it clear that she has a comprehensive economic plan that goes beyond what she announced Friday. It remains to be seen how successful she will be.
While this is really the celebration of her nomination, outside the convention, we actually saw some pictures and reports suggesting that the streets outside are really filled with some protesters. I can't really put a number on it, but it's really the situation in Gaza. How should she steer around that particular layer at this point?
Well, she's going to have to speak about Gaza, Israel, the Middle East, and a comprehensive peace plan. I'm not sure this is the time to do it. I think she's going to try to avoid getting into the middle of any issues with the protesters this week. There's history going back to 1968 of protesters against a war having a calamitous impact on the Democratic Party. And my sense is Vice President Harris is going to do her best to stick to domestic issues and on foreign policy be as general as possible.
I want to talk about money matters and campaign strategy as well. And interesting piece from the Financial Times just a couple of days ago suggesting how Harris' campaign has spent 10 times as much as Trump since she became the candidate here. Digital spending, that's what seems to be working for her. The question is, how come Trump is not going for it? And can this be sustained for the Harris campaign?
That's a great question. I am startled that former President Trump has not at least tried to match her in digital. He has been outspent by a factor of 20 or 25 to 1, and it has made her very, very much stronger with younger voters, people of color, those who are more likely to rely on digital rather than TV. Can it be sustained? She's raising an enormous amount of money, and I suspect she will stick with what's working. To me, the real question is whether the former president, Mr. Trump, will be able to match her and respond to what the polls are showing is a close race with a narrow Harris advantage.